Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I think that in my life, when I look back on what areas have I felt lacking in the most, what areas have I felt the most insecure, which things have I prayed for the most? It wouldn't be a long list. It would just be two things. Two things would cover all those questions. In my life, I have spent an unusual amount of time wishing, begging, praying, wanting love, wanting external validation, wanting a simple girlfriend, wanting to get married, wanting a stable relationship. I've had many, but none of them have really been stable. Most of them haven't worked out. I can't tell you how many nights I've gone to bed alone, sitting there thinking, man, I just wish I had a chick. Wish I had some woman to love me. Just one person on this earth. I mean, it's a tough one. If you're lonely like I've been in my life, the way to solve that, you're not going to like this. The way to solve it isn't through finding a girlfriend or finding this person that you wish for. The way to solve that longing, that hurt, that loneliness, that feeling that you get, the way to cure that, to never have that again, is to practice self-love, is to create that love for yourself. Love comes from within. You don't get love from other people. That's not why you're in a relationship. Stop thinking that if you just felt loved by somebody, everything would be okay. If I could just have someone to love me, then I could be successful. If I could just have someone to love me, then maybe I could focus more on bettering myself. Maybe then I would pay more attention to my health. Maybe then I would pay more attention to life. Maybe then I would smile once in a while. No. Stop thinking that shit. That's a delusion. And that kind of thought process is toxic. Love comes from within. You practice self-love, you love yourself, and it's like a perpetual motion machine. The more that you can practice loving yourself, the more love you experience. You create love from within. The purpose of a relationship isn't to, like a vampire, draw love from somebody else. It's to give your love to somebody else. You have so much love in you that you need to give it to somebody. You have to find people to give your love to. That's a much healthier way of looking at relationships than feeling like somebody owes you something. I loved you so much, why don't you love me back? Do you love me? Do you love me? Huh? Do you love me? I mean, stop focusing on what it is that you need to fill your tank. It's already in there. People think that they need relationships in order to better themselves, in order to fulfill themselves, I guess. You can fulfill yourself with all the love. It's already there. All you have to do is tap into it. You have an endless well, a source that is endless within you of love that you can draw from. A lot of it comes from changing your outlook. Everybody's going to experience times of loneliness. You could go find yourself the perfect relationship. If I was Harry Potter, if I was magic, I would provide you. I'd use my magic wand and I would say, there you go. Now you have everything you've asked for. You have your perfect woman. You have your $1 million. Are you happy? If you're not happy without it, you won't be happy with it. If you're not happy single, you won't be happy in a relationship. Happiness, like love, comes from within. Your job is to give happiness, is to give love, is to provide that for others, not to draw it from others. Once you truly realize this mental switch, this frame of mind switch, this outlook, once you really get into this, everything changes for you in your life. You develop some meaning. The meaning of life is for me to go and spread some of this love that I have. I have so much. Loneliness is a trick that you play upon yourself. I've met a lot of lonely guys. I've been a lonely guy. You got to stop sitting around whining and crying. Stop watching YouTube videos of pickup artists. None of that shit works. Work on yourself. Spend all of your time that you have alone, all that free time you have, that you're wishing that you were with somebody else. Spend that working on yourself, working on your weaknesses, learning how to build love within you, to radiate that shit like a sun. We don't have to go fill the sun up with propane once in a while. It doesn't get low. It creates its own heat source. Be your own source of love. Work on yourself. The more that you work on yourself, the stronger you get, the more confident you get, the better looking you get, the more attractive you are to others because of that confidence. Go ask women what they like. Are they going to tell you they like big dicks? Are they going to tell you they like high cheekbones and good looking faces and big muscles? Most women won't say that. They like an interesting guy who's stable, who's got his shit together, who is confident. They'll all tell you confidence. Let's talk about money. It's the second thing people pray for, people beg for. People are always talking about how they wish they had more money, it would make their lives better. It was Jim Carrey who said that he wishes that he could give everybody $1 million so they could be rich and they could see what it's like to still not be happy. You think money will solve all your problems? Biggie sang about it, more money, more problems. The more money you have, the higher bills you got. I mean, money is an addiction. The thought that if I had more money, my life would be better is the thought process of an addict. It's the same thought as saying, if I could have another beer, my life would be better. I would be happier. If I could go and get high, maybe I could get through the day. Learn how to survive. And I mean like out in the wilderness. You know why? Not so you can go live in the wilderness. I'm not suggesting you go live in the mountains. It's been a fantasy of mine for many years to go and just live off the grid like that. But you know, I'm pretty happy with my pool and all my vehicles, my 60-inch TV. But it's important to know how to survive, to have survival skills, to know that if you got dropped off in your underwear and all you had was a set of flip-flops, a set of boxer shorts, and a pocket knife, and you were put into the woods, would you die in a day or two? Or would you survive? Could you survive? Do you have survival skills? Do you know how to hunt? Do you know how to fish? Do you know how to make a fishing rod? Do you know how to make a spear? Do you know how to kill an animal? Do you know how to make a structure? Do you know how to camp out without being a whiny little bitch? Do you know how to find water sources? These are all life skills. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because once you get a true sense of confidence with your survival, nothing will kill me. Well, you know, bullets. I'm not talking about superhero delusional shit. I'm talking about people think that if they don't have money, they're dead. Money is survival, right? That's the advanced mindset that we've put ourselves in. We've taken ourselves away from nature. And we barely even feel like we belong on this planet. You have survival skills. You realize money isn't as necessary. You realize that I don't need as much. I really don't need all that crap. I don't need 300 sets of Air Jordans. I need one set of shoes, a bunch of sets of socks. I tell you, it's important to have socks if you, never mind about the socks, but it's important to break beyond this desperate search for money all the time. It's important to understand what success is. People pray for money. You don't need as much as you think you do. You can live a cheaper lifestyle. Learn how to survive. It's also important to have the proper outlook on success. A lot of people, when they talk about how they wish they had money, but they're not really wishing for a solid gold mansion, you know, or a diamond-studded car. They're not really wishing for that type of stuff. What they're wishing for is a state of mind of being content in life, of not needing anything. This goes back to survival. I mean, it's just important to be able to break free of that trap of money. It's important to be able to see that success isn't money. Success isn't $1 million. Were you successful? Yes. How much money did you make? Not much. What? Then how the fuck do you think you're successful? Success is making an impact on other people's lives. That's what a legacy is. Nobody's gonna drive by that decrepit old fucking mansion that you bought and say, well, that's where so-and-so used to live. Nobody gives a fuck. What they're gonna remember is the help that you gave. Success is the impact that you make on other people. Did you make your mark? What ways have you helped people? Look at your work life in that way. Don't pray for millions of dollars. Pray to be able to make an impact in other people's lives and to get paid for it. Pray to just be able to handle your bills instead of having extra. You don't need to hoard. Go camping. Remember how, as human creatures, we started off on this planet without all this bullshit around us. You don't really need it. This will help you to break beyond this chasing of that brass ring, of always looking at money as your identity. Your house, your car, your business. None of that has anything to do with who you are. People over-identify with work. Stop praying for some dream job. Be happy you have a job. Travel. Travel somewhere. Go to a poor country. Be happy that you have that job when you come back. Why? Because all you need is enough money to support yourself and to provide you with a basic lifestyle. You don't need other stuff. You may want it. Learn the difference between wanting and needing, and you'll break beyond the delusion of money that money puts on us. The sickness that money puts on us. People pray for money. I'm not going to get into religion. God will never provide you with money. God doesn't give a fuck about your bank account or your money problems. The only little bit of violence that Jesus had displayed in the Bible, in the New Testament, is when he goes up to the banker's table and they're exchanging money and he tosses the table over. That's the only violent action Jesus does in the entire book, in the entire story. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think.